So you might remember from history class learning about Hamiltonians and Jeffersonians and the creation of the United States National Bank. Now, today we're not going to talk so much about Jeffersonians, but we're going to talk about Alexander Hamilton and the founding of the national banking system in the United States. In the years after the Revolutionary War, the Founding Fathers had to deal with a lot of issues related to our economy, like paying off war debts, lowering the inflation that always comes with war, and reestablishing commerce and trade. In December of 1790, Alexander Hamilton submitted a plan for the creation of a national bank that was based upon the Bank of England. He argued that the bank could issue paper money, collecting tax revenues, act as a storehouse for public funds, and be a place where commercial trade could take place. One big thing that I'm going to touch upon is the creation of paper money. So banknotes that were issued by the Bank of the United States could be widely accepted throughout the country. Before the creation of a national currency, each state had its own currency that could be used there. You could see how that wouldn't be convenient for trade. And unlike notes issued by state banks, the notes issued by the United States were the only ones accepted as payment for federal taxes. So before Hamilton submitted his plan for the first Bank of the United States, there were other economists who argued in favor of paper money and a national bank system. Therefore, Hamilton improved upon the ideas of his forebears. One economist that supported the idea of a national banking system and paper currency was William Barton. In his essay entitled Observations on the Nature and Use of Paper Credit and the Peculiar Advantages to be Derived from It, he begins by discussing how man only bartered for his necessities and there was very little contact between countries. Over time, Barton discusses how subsistence barter became inconvenient as trade networks expanded, and then discusses how gold and silver became universal currency. He then goes on to assert that America was rich because it was the land of opportunity. In other words, it had vast amounts of natural resources to feed industry. In a country with growing industry, Barton argues that there must be a paper currency with which to trade that has intrinsic value, meaning people believe it has value, because people believed it could be backed up by gold and silver acquired from natural resources in industry. He argues that government-issued paper money increases the convenience of trade between merchants and creates a public debt, which was in the ancient interest of the fledgling country. Hamilton definitely agreed with Barton. The other economist I just wanted to talk about was Robert Morris. In his broadside article entitled To the Public on the 17th day of May, 1781, the following plan was submitted to the consideration of the United States and Congress assembled. Plan for establishing a national bank for the United States. So, in the document, Morris published a bill given in the U.S. Congress that was a plan for the creation of a national bank in the United States. Evidently, the plan was vetoed because the creation of the first national bank was not until 1791. So, but it was modified and built upon some of the ideas that Morris listed in this bill. Anyway, thank you for talking today about the first national banking system.